Hey, what's going on, brother Kofi? All right, I'm just getting in, so I was trying to give some people some time to wait, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I don't want to wait any longer. So, all right. Anyway, may peace and power elevation be to all of you on this beautiful morning. For those of you that are celebrating Juneteenth, happy Juneteenth. This holiday is a special holiday for us, and it's very important that we get into the discussion about what this holiday is and what this holiday means. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little presentation that I put together, right? It's no more than 6 slides, but in between those presentations, we're going to talk about, the origin of Juneteenth and how it came to be. And, at the very end, there's a video clip. So I'm not going to spend, like I said, I'm going to spend probably about an hour on this. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the presentation. So again, may peace be to all of you. Okay, do y'all see the screen? There you go. Okay, then. So let me go ahead and get started. Oops. Hold on, hold up. I'm trying to make the screen bigger. Okay, well, I guess that's how it's going to have to look. Okay, so let me see. You guys see it. Okay, cool. It's showing up. All right, so this presentation is about Juneteenth, right? And Juneteenth is supposed to be celebrating the emancipation of slavery. So that's when African Americans finally earned the freedom from slavery. Unlike in 4th of July, 1776, where Black people was promised freedom, but they didn't really get the freedom. So it wasn't until 1865, June 19th, that's when they earned the freedom. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's stop here. The origins. When did Juneteenth begin? Why is it called Juneteenth? All right, so according to Juneteenth.com, Juneteenth is the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration of the ending of slavery in the U.S. Dates back to 1865, the Union soldiers were led by Major General Gordon Granger, landing at Galveston, Texas, to state the news that the war had ended and that the enslaved were free. So Juneteenth, as we know today, okay, it first started in Galveston, Texas. All right. It was 2 years after Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, which was official on January 1st, 1863. So this came about around 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation by Lincoln, basically saying that the slaves were, slavery was ending, but it didn't end for everybody at that moment. So, but it wasn't until Juneteenth, 1865, that enslaved people were finally free. June 19th was coined Juneteenth. So the name Juneteenth came from June 19th. That's the day that the African Americans received the proclamation, received their freedom on the 19th. So they call it Juneteenth, and grew with more participation from descendants. The Juneteenth celebration was a time for reassuring each other, for praying, and for gathering remaining family members. And the source can be found on History of Juneteenth It was retrieved on June 18, 2020, and it came from the Juneteenth website, which is www.juneteenth.com. So you guys, if you want to look up more information about that, there it goes. That's the website. All right, let's go ahead. All right, so let's talk about when did it become. Let's see, let me make sure that everything's okay. All right, let's talk about when did it become a national holiday. Unfortunately, it is an unofficial national holiday. What do I mean by unofficial? Mean that it is celebrated. You know, it's been celebrated for the past years, but it has not been federally mandated. You know, it has been not recognized as a national holiday, like holidays like 4th of July, Easter, and Memorial Days. Those are federal mandated holidays, and those are recognized. So, like, employees get days off, they get the holiday pay and all of that. So Juneteenth is not that. Well, it's not that holiday. It's just unofficial. So mean that people celebrate, people know that it's a celebration, but it's not federally mandated as of yet. However, it is celebrated each year in the U.S., but many states want to make it an official holiday and fighting for its federally recognized. I'm sorry, excuse me. Let me go back to what I put. Okay, but now many states want to make it an official holiday and fight for it to be federally recognized. So many states want this holiday to be federally recognized ever since the whole entire situation. Let's continue read. Even corporations are offering employees holiday pay. So corporations such as Nike, they want to offer holiday pay to their employees for this celebration, this holiday. So just like everybody else get, once again, every other holiday that comes around, a federally recognized holiday, employees get paid for it. So corporations are now saying they want to offer pay for holiday for Juneteenth. Since the ongoing police brutality and racism continuously taking place, many are taking a stance to fight for Juneteenth to earn its recognition. Yeah, so because there's the ongoing police brutality as of right now and the racism that's really taking place, a lot of people want to give the recognition to this holiday as a way to say, hey, you know, let's fight for racial injustice, and by doing so, let's bring in the celebration of Juneteenth to make that as a main holiday recognition for African Americans. So many companies, many states, even the mayors and governors, they want to make this holiday official. You know, they want to make this holiday a celebration for the people. So that's what they're currently fighting for at this moment. And that's that. So let me go ahead and continue. Okay. The controversy. Now, here's the controversy about Juneteenth. There's a big controversy. By World War I, segregation laws were firmly in place and a tide of nativism engulfed the country. Many whites and even some blacks saw Juneteenth as un-American because it focused attention on a dark period in U.S. history. Ironically, Juneteenth was unpatriotic or disloyal to the United States, and there was a wave of deadly lynch and racial violence that occurred between 1919 and 1921. And it's come from, as you can see, there's the source right there. When Peace Come, and it came from a magazine called Black History Bulletin, value 76, issue 2. That's the page number. And the website is www.jstir.com. That's the website. You can see that's the source right there. All right. So, and it's in quotation marks. So you can know that this is where I got the source from. This is where I cited this information from right here. Now, it says unpatriotic, disloyal. Yep, that's how people view the holiday. So you wonder why it has not been federally recognized, because at that time it was considered as unpatriotic and was very it was considered to be disloyal. This explains why it didn't receive its entitlement and recognition by the US government. Of course, it did not receive that because, again, it was looked at as unpatriotic. But 4th of July wasn't unpatriotic, though. That's another topic. So, it's interesting that the 4th of July wasn't considered as unpatriotic. But again, that's another topic for another day. So, I might do another topic explaining, how about 4th of July and Black people, the history behind it. I may do that. So again, that's another topic for another day. But yeah, it's very interesting that this holiday could not receive its recognition. But you gotta remember, you living at that time, and still to this day, you living in a post-racial society. So racism during that time period between the 1900s was an all-time high. So of course, they wasn't trying to recognize Juneteenth as a patriotic holiday or as a holiday that should be mandated. So, at that time period. So it brought about a lot of controversy. Okay, so oops. Okay, so here it is. How is the holiday celebrated? Years included parades, picnic, basketball games, or other competitive contests, speeches on freedom and future goals and dances. Leaders in the Black community normally organize the events, although occasionally in the 20th century, a business or a Black fraternal group assumed that role. And check this out. Also, it says in Georgiana, Alabama, for example, the Alabama New South Coalition sponsors Juneteenth, which includes step teams, drill teams, gospel music, and a question and answer session on African American history. And then again, here's the source right here. All right. And there's the website. So, as you can see, normally the holiday is celebrated with picnics. It's also celebrated with people like go out into the parades. Um, there's speech giving. You know, there's music along with this. Um, and so people use gospel music. They'll sing gospel music. They'll do the little steps and all that. Actually, I've been to a Juneteenth myself. It's a beautiful celebration. It's a very large gathering. So I enjoy every bit of it. So what I'm saying, yeah, so this holiday, it's just worth celebrating. So let's go. Well, before we go to the last clip, hold on. There's a poem that I want to read. if I can find that poem. It was a poem that was written on one of the websites that I got my source from. Let me look it up. Hmm. Hold on, give me a moment. I should include in this document. It's called We Rose. That's the name of it. Let me look at it. Okay, actually, it's two of them that I'm gonna read. Okay, let me start sharing my screen on that one. Oh, okay, you was Kofi. How was that? You should share your experience. I mean, if you was on the board, you should go ahead and share your experience. Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. I didn't know that, Kofi. See. Sorry about that, you guys. I'm trying to pull up this information. Okay, here we go, right here. Okay, there it goes. If y'all can see that, I don't know if y'all can see that screen. I'm gonna put the screen up for you. Okay, so here's the two poems on this website. So the first poem is called "Keep in Your Heart the Blood." Remember always the glory days, the dances, the songs, the chants, the rituals, the customs, the people. Remember times in beautiful Africa, your people, from green forests, golden desert to the deepest, darkest region of Congo and Virunga. Here, here in this land. Here, always in your heart, the beating of drums, the ancient customs of the Kan Kagan, what's it? Oh my God, Kagani. Remember always the kings and queens, uh, Tuckerman and Cleopatra, but do not sit and not remember the dark days. Keep in your heart the blood spilled by those who fought for freedom, the blood of the slaves as the whip touches the flesh. Do not be enslaved, be empowered, be now empowered. Feel it, taste it, drink it. Gather it in buckets, bathe in it, bathe your children in it. Keep in your heart the blood, which was this was written by Christina K. Back in 1996. So that's the first poem. Now here's the second poem right here. We rose from Africa's heart. We rose, already a people. Our face in bond and our bodies lean. We rose, skills of art, life, beauty, and family crushed by forces we knew nothing of. We rose. We survived. We must. We did. We rose. We rose to be you. We rose to be me. Above everything expected, we rose to become the knowledge we never knew. We rose, dream we did, act we must. And again, it was written by Christina K. We rose in 1996. So those two poems are very beautiful. Hey, okay, Julius, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. So yeah, those are the poems I wanted to read. Those are beautiful poems right there. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get back to the presentation about here we go. I'm back. Okay, let me go. Let me go to the video. All right.
It's a summertime tradition.
Oh, hold on. Oops. So I don't know if you guys gonna be able to hear the video, but I'm gonna play it. Let me try this again. I'm trying to get this shit together, man. Hold on. All right, so I'm going ahead and play this video, and then I'm gonna end it on this note. So I'm gonna go ahead and put myself on mute.
It's a summertime tradition involving music, parades, and performances, a commemoration of the day that marked the end of the 246-year era of slavery in the United States.
On June 19th, 1865, General Gordon Granger, who was a Union Army general who was responsible for the district, the Emancipation District, including Texas, landed in Galveston, Texas, Galveston Bay, and read a proclamation declaring that from that moment, enslaved Africans were free.
Dubbed Juneteenth or Freedom Day, June 19th is now observed as a state holiday in 45 states across the U.S. For many African Americans, it's a day to reflect on the successes and continuing struggles in the fight for racial equality.
It helps us to understand and explain why America is the way that it is today. And so, while, I would rather that America had never been a slave society, the fact of the matter is that it was, and the effects of slavery are still felt in American society today. So we know from whence we came, and hopefully we are learning how not to repeat the mistakes of the past.
While festivities include concerts and family gatherings, perhaps the most significant is the preserving of ancestry, says Floyd Cooper, illustrator of the Juneteenth for Maisie picture book.
It's a coming together on this day, and the elders in the family pass on stories to the young, and they pass on our family histories, history of our of African Americans, just sort of the legacy of the African American experience through family stories.
It's the need to continue that legacy that led Kizzy Calhoun to include her son in the Juneteenth parade in San Antonio.
But we have to reach back down to remember where we came from in order to be successful in our future.
Juneteenth this year coincides with the first congressional hearing in more than a decade on reparations for slavery. Supporters are pushing lawmakers for compensation to the descendants of slaves.
Millions of people taken from one continent to another and forced to build basically the modern world system. You can't repair that completely. But what you can do is not only acknowledge it, but try to create a society where the descendants of those people are restored.
As African Americans continue to weigh the lasting impact of slavery, Juneteenth gives a call to celebrate the nation's step towards liberty for all. J.C. Samuelni, VOA News, Washington.
All right, so that was the video, which is the end of presentation. All right, and see, here's the references right here. So if you want to go look up the information yourself, those are the references that was used in the presentation. Yep, it was four of them. So go ahead and check out the references, as you can see. Yeah, and that's the end of it. So I thank you guys for enjoying that presentation. Um, I know it was only like six of them. I should have just put more, but that was just a little something to just give you why people celebrate the holiday Juneteenth. Why it's not just a regular celebration. Why it's not just a regular parade or anything like that. It's a meaning behind that. And as the person mentioned before, it was our ancestors told stories, passing down history about what took place during that time period, how people fought for freedom and everything. So, a lot of us, even in our own family, a lot of us in our community don't know about this holiday. A lot of us don't. You know what I'm saying? So, and as I mentioned in the video, 45 states, they celebrate this holiday. So many people don't know about what Juneteenth is. And there's many other more African American holidays that I'm going to look into and post up in the near future. But yeah, this is one of the most important holidays for us as a people. It's very important. So because this is when our ancestors really earned their freedom, right? And they took advantage of that freedom to celebrate. So it's very popular throughout 45 states, especially in the South, here in the South. So if you're somewhere like Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Louisiana, yeah, that holiday is widely celebrated. So, again, thank you guys for watching. If for those of you that's out there celebrating, enjoy yourself, be safe. I know it's going to be pretty hard because we're still kind of quarantined, and and this virus is interrupting a lot of things. It's taking over a lot of fun activity, but try to make the most out of it. If you decide to be at home and celebrate it with your family, then that's great. Take that time out to do so, and take the time out to study the history and just have a, family discussion, a gathering, but don't be having a whole lot of folks up in there. But you know what I'm saying? Just, have a little get together if that's how you're going to do it. Other than that, thank you guys for watching the presentation. And until next time, may peace and power elevation be to all of you. I hope you all be safe out there. And I'm gonna keep you guys posted for videos that's coming up. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell. If you want to share it, you are more than welcome to do so. And again, thank you guys so much for really watching it and taking this time out this morning. So nothing else need to be said. Peace and power elevation be to you all. And take it easy. We will reconnect. All right. Ashe. All right then. So go ahead and